In this video, we will review additional types of parameters as well as additional options for charts. In this table, we're going to add a parameter for dates. Here we have a table of transactions, which includes the process date, and we'd like to create the option for generating reports with transactions or activities for a specific month. So the first thing we do is create a data set that has a unique value for each month end that we have transactions for. So that's already been created here, but I will walk through the steps of creating that table. I'll right-click on my data set and click on Add Data Set. It'll be named Date. I'll select my data source and click on the Query Designer, and I'll add the field for my date column. I'm going to cancel since it's already been done, and we would have our date table created. I would then add a parameter. In this case, we have a parameter called transaction date, and the way this was created was I click on parameter, add parameter, call it transaction date. It would be a date time, and the available values would be from a query, and it would be from the new data set we just added. The value field and the label field would be date. Click OK, and then I would have my parameter created. Lastly, what I would do is in my transaction table, I would create a filter for the process date. I'll click on process date, field properties, filters. We already have the filter for the household ID. I would add an additional filter so that the process date is equal to our new parameter called transaction date. To create it, I would click on the function key, parameters, select the transaction date, and double click on the transaction date, and that would give me the parameter that would filter the date for my transactions. Now when I generate this report, I'll select a household ID and then the date that I would like my transactions for, then click View Report, and here we would have our transactions for that period I had chosen. The next parameter will be set up for if I would like to hide a certain element in my report. So we have this report that includes a pie chart as well as positions. And there may be a time where I want to create the report, but I don't need the chart. I just want to include the positions in the report. So the way I would do that is create a parameter. Here I've created it called exclude chart, but I'll walk through the process of setting this up. I'm going to click on parameters, add parameter. Parameter is called exclude chart. The parameter type will be a Boolean, be a true false. It'll be visible. I'm going to specify the values, and one value is true, the second option is false. And I will set a default value, which will be true. Here is the parameter here. And now to utilize that parameter, I'm going to click on the chart. We'll right-click, click on Chart Properties, and for visibility, I will select to show or hide based on the parameter. Again, I've already set this up, but I will click on the function icon here. And what I would do to assign the parameter to the visibility of the chart is to click on the parameters and double click on the parameter for excluding the chart and click OK. And now when I run the report, I have the option of including or excluding my pie chart. So if I select false for excluding the chart and I view the report, the chart will be part of the report. If I change this to true, then I will only get the positions. This type of parameter can be used for other options as well. As an example, if I wanted to control the visibility of a part of this table, I can select the row that I want to control the visibility for and right-click, select row visibility. The default is for it to show, but I could also create a parameter that would be used to have that row visible or not visible. In the last section, we'll briefly look at other options for creating and laying out charts and tables. In this case, we have a asset allocation that's at a broad asset level and then a more detailed asset level, followed by information on each account within the household. Here we show a table of values and inflows and outflows, as well as a chart comparing current value versus net invested amount. Here we have a variety of visuals, including comparisons to benchmarks. And here we have another report with a variety of visuals that shows balances, performance, and cash flows, as well as net invested amount versus current values. And lastly, visualization for comparing current allocations to prior allocations for a household. In future videos, we will go into some additional examples and additional ideas on how to leverage the capabilities of Endex combined with the capabilities of the Power BI platform.